Hey guys, so this video is going to be my top 5 favorite Brooklyn Nine-Nine episodes. If you guys haven't seen any of my other videos or you don't know, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is my absolute favorite TV show. Hands down, the best TV show ever, in my opinion at least. And if you guys don't know what it's about these detectives at the 99th precinct in Brooklyn, New York. It is amazing and hilarious, like I mentioned, and it's on NBC, so you guys should go watch it. So I'm just gonna talk about my top 5 favorite episodes in this and, you know, some honorable mentions. But I also want to start off by saying, if you've never seen the show and you're planning on starting it, I will be talking about some spoilers in the episodes, so you should go watch it. If you're in America on Hulu, and if you're everywhere else on Netflix, you should go watch it first and then come back and see what my favorite episodes are. So anyway, let's just get right into it. So my 5th favorite episode is from season 5, episode 4, and that is Halloween. So if you did not know, in almost every season there is a Halloween heist, and in these episodes all of the characters kind of compete together and play pranks on each other and kind of team up against each other to compete to be the winner and they pick the prize at the beginning of the episode, and they compete, and the winner is the, you know, crowned the amazing detective slash genius. It's just so funny. They get into a lot of trouble, and in almost every season it takes place on Halloween, but in season 6 it doesn't. It takes place on Cinco de Mayo because they were not airing during Halloween. Anyway, it's just really funny and amazing, and they're all hilarious episodes. But Halloween from season 5 is my favorite because my 2 favorite characters, Jake and Amy, get engaged. Also, where they mention the start of NutriBoom, and it's just so funny. This particular Halloween heist is hilarious and hands down my favorite. It's just it's so good, and Jake and Amy, they get engaged, and that scene is just incredible and I love it so much. It's such an amazing scene. And number 4 is season 1, episode 16, The Party. So in this episode, one of the main characters, Captain Holt, his husband Kevin invites the whole squad to their house for Holt's birthday party dinner, and of course all of them just do not know how to act at a party. They don't know what to do, and Sergeant Terry has to kind of give them all a little talk and kind of teach them, and it's just so funny. They get into like all these shenanigans. As always, Amy is trying to learn everything about Kevin and Holt and what they do, and she sneaks in and kind of peeks at all their stuff, and then Jake is just trying to get Kevin to like him, and it's just so funny. They're all so dumb even though they're all amazing detectives, and this just goes to show how like dumb they are, but it's just so funny. It's hilarious. And this is like, I feel like in all of these shows there's like a classic dinner party episode. They have one in The Office, and this is that episode for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It is just so funny, and what I love is that in season 7, episode 2, they kind of come back to this, and I don't want to say recreate it, but it just is kind of like a nod to this episode, which I absolutely love. But yeah, this episode is definitely one of my favorites, and every time I watch it I still laugh as if I've never seen it before. I never get tired watching this one. Number 3, we have Jimmy Jabs, or the Jimmy Jab Games, season 2, episode 3. Jimmy Jabs is again another kind of competition game thing between the squad. It's along the lines of the Halloween heist. So in this episode, this is the first Jimmy Jabs that we see. We have another one coming up in season 7, episode 4, and I am so excited for it. But as you're watching this, it is not the premiere of the episode. But so in the Jimmy Jabs, they come up with a bunch of these games to play to occupy their time while they wait for the king of Serbia, or the president of Serbia, to kind of touch down and do the whole motorcade thing. Yeah, they come up with a bunch of these stupid games, and then they have to compete to find the winner. And in this episode, it's another big Jake and Amy episode. They are not together yet, but they're like flirting and they like each other and all of that. Anyway, it's really funny. All of the games they play are hilarious, and it's just another one of those episodes that I can watch over and over and over again and not get tired of. You are just gonna watch like one episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I suggest it is that. It is just like, if you think of Brooklyn Nine-Nine Nine-Nine, Jimmy Jabs and Halloween Heist is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like any of those episodes, like that's Brooklyn. So yeah, this is an amazing episode. For number 2, we have Johnny and Dora, and this is season 2, episode 23, finale of season 2. And this is another big Jake and Amy episode. This is where they finally like get together and they go undercover as a couple, Johnny and Dora, aka a couple that just got engaged, and they, you know, have to kiss, and they're like kind of denying things, and they end up both realizing that they like each other and letting the other person know. This episode, again, really funny. Also, there's a good storyline with Charles Boyle and Rosa Diaz, and it's a great episode. This is also kind of the start of where Holt leaves the precinct, gets in a fight with Madeline Wunsch, his nemesis, and she transfers him out of the 9-9. This is the start of that. So it's just an overall really good episode. Again, like I mentioned before, one that I never get tired of watching. But the Jake and Amy moments in this are like the big ones and the big reason why I'm obsessed with this episode. And then we have my top favorite episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is the bet from season 1, episode 13, another Jake and Amy episode. Basically, since the beginning of the show, you are kind of introduced to this bet that Jake and Amy have. So they are betting who can arrest more perps. If Amy wins, then she gets Jake's car, which is like this rundown, really old, horrible car. And then if Jake wins, then Amy has to go on the worst date ever with Jake. Amy loses. Jake catches more perps, and the whole episode is basically Jake taking Amy on this really horrible date, and in the end he ends up like realizing that he has a crush on her. And so it's just so funny, the things that they get into. But then they have to go on a stakeout, and Jake ends up turning down this relief team that Holt is gonna send over so that they could finish their date, but Jake turns it down because of Amy, and they're having such a nice time. So it's the start of the whole Jake and Amy love story. Well, it's the like unofficial start, because you can tell from the first episode that there's something there between them, but this one is pretty much the main one that kind of starts the whole like love story. But this is such a great episode. Again, a lot of great lines, really funny, and one that every time I watch the show, I always watch this one. Like I could watch this episode every single day and not get tired of it because it is that funny. So some honorable mentions, so some episodes that I love and again will never get tired of watching. Beach House from season 2, episode 12. In this one, Charles Boyle and his ex-wife share a beach house. He gets it in the winter months, she gets it the rest of the year, and so the whole squad goes on this kind of weekend fun trip to this beach house, and Jake ends up inviting Captain Holt, which they're all not happy about. They all like, they don't want their boss there. They just get into like all these funny things, trying to hide them partying from Holt because they think he'll unapprove and all that. Also, another key storyline in this episode is the Amy drunkenness scale. According to Gina, Amy has levels of drunkenness. So, you know, 1 drink Amy, 2 drink Amy, and she's never seen 6 drink Amy. So Gina is like determined to see 6 drink Amy on this trip, and it's really funny to see drunk Amy, who comes back pretty much every season. So yeah, this introduces us to drunk Amy, which is great. Then we have 2 recent episodes. We have Manhunter season 7 episode 1 and Pimento, I think I'm pronouncing it right, season 7 episode 3. 2 great episodes. In one, we have the premiere of season 7. Jake and Amy decide they want to try for a baby, and also Holt, who is now kind of dropped down from a captain to a uniformed officer. He is kind of getting in the way, and they're figuring out how that's going to work. And then in Pimento, we have again another great character come back, Adrian Pimento, who is crazy, like literally insane. He is just a crazy character. He has a bunch of episodes. He is a guest star, and this one he is trying to figure out who's trying to kill him, but it's not what you expect. If you've seen the other episodes with Pimento, it's definitely not that. It is way funnier and my favorite Pimento episode. So those are my top 5 favorite episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Again, if you have not seen the show, if you're in the US, definitely binge watch it on Hulu, and then if you're outside the US, definitely binge watch it on Netflix. It is hilarious. It is my favorite. It has an amazing cast and just such an incredible show, and I tell everyone they need to watch it, especially if you like shows like The Office and Parks and Rec, Superstore, The Good Place. You will love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Give a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Leave a comment down below telling me what your favorite Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode is, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.